Okay, since I rambled in the last one, let's finish my story about Phantom of the Opera. So the difference between, because this is really awesome, the difference between like the Phantom of the Opera by Yetston, which the music is so beautiful, is that in that version, they explain why the Phantom is the way he is. I can't believe I'm doing a story on Phantom of the Opera. This is for the musical people of you. All right, so it's been a while since I thought about this. So, all right, so in the all right, this is also my version. I might be a little off. Okay, so the Phantom of the Opera, the master of the opera was having an affair with like the head dancer, and apparently she got preggers and told him like, dude, I'm preggers and I'm gonna have your baby, and he's like, no, that's not good, I'm really married. I mean, she probably knew that shit anyway, but um all right, so he was like, no, I can't do this, I'm married and you're just a dancer, go. So she's like, oh, my life. So she wanted to take some herbs that she bought from a medicine woman, and she wanted to just kill herself. And instead of killing herself, they just deformed the baby. So she's alive for a little bit, and the baby comes out like mega deformed. I guess they describe it as if he came out without skin or like a face, like a skull. Pretty bad. Okay, so then mommy is, has her weird little skull baby for a little while and is singing to her little skull baby. And she dies at some point. And the head of the opera house has to take his skull baby son. He's like, oh my God, look at my son. I can't even expose him. He's like a big skull man. So he stuffs him to live in like the dungeons of the opera house, and just goes down like an animal and feeds him every once in a while. So he has no contact with human life other than his father and what he remembers of his dead mommy. Again, with the dead mommies. And time goes on, he grows up. So he's not the best in the social category, He's only really had contact with his weird ass father that feeds him like an animal. But he had a lot of time to kill down there. And acoustics are pretty good in this old opera house, so he could hear the girls singing, and he would just listen to those people giving lessons on voices, and he knew his stuff. I mean, that was all he knew. So you want a good voice teacher, you go with the one that has nothing to do but listen to that shit all day long. So time moves on, and he gets to be about the age where he could get a little hanky-panky, even though he's still skull man, whatever. His hormones are running. And time goes on, and there's this cute little dancer, just like his mommy, in the opera house, right? And she's singing away because she really likes to sing, but she's just a dancer, and they never let her, like, get to the prima donna position because that girl's a bitch. So she just dancing around doing her thing and like looking at herself in the mirror singing. And when he hears her, he's like, oh my God, it sounds like mommy. It's like my mommy. And loves her voice. So he gets this weird like addiction, obsession thing with her. And like goes behind a mirror or something and says, I'm the ghost of the opera house and I will give you the best voice lessons ever for free. She takes that shit, and in like a week, all those little issues she had with her voice are totally gone, and this girl can sing her ass off. Let me tell you. I mean, she blows that Beyonce prima donna thing away, and she doesn't like that. The prima donna totally doesn't like that, so there's the conflict. And then there's the whole like Beauty and the Beast part where, I kind of like him. It's like, when Julia Roberts married Lyle Lovett. We're going back to Pretty Woman time here. You kind of look at him, you're like, he's an interesting looking dude. She's really, really fine and hot. And what you doing with him? and then you hear him sing, like listen to the song She's a Lady. Oh yeah, I could totally get why she would go with him. Be like, turn the lights down a little bit, just let him sing to me, and totally turn on. Women are turned on by sound, and men are turned on by actually sound and touch. That's why they like their brains turned on first. Men are turned on by sight. That's why there's strip clubs, and not so many for girls, unless it's like bachelorette parties. And bachelorette parties tend to go to more clubs that have men dressed like women in drag than like men doing their like playboy stuff, because that's just kind of funny. It is just kind of funny. It's kind of funny that they want to see men dressed up like women as their last night before they get married too. So go figure that one out. All right, so back to Phantom of the Opera. Yes. All right, so then there's the whole love affair, Beauty and the Beast, and she really likes him, but he's crazy and whatever. And then the chandelier and the drama because she gets her chance to sing, and no. All right, so, but in the other version of Weber, it like starts when he meets her, doesn't tell you why he looks like that. Doesn't, like, the other version has this beautiful ballet in the middle where through dance it shows how the mom and the love affair between the past, and it's so pretty. You really understand, like, oh, I get it. I'm with him. I'm with why he's like that and why he's a weirdo and doesn't know how to talk to anybody and likes her, and he sat by himself the whole time. Like, you get that. You're with him, or the characters. They completely don't even acknowledge any of that story in the other one. They just have the songs that all sound the same, and like the situation that goes around the meeting and the lessons and the prima donna, and then it ends. Why didn't the other one get the rights? Anyway, and that has to do with the 100th Monkey thing. So, both writers sort of thought of it at the same time. It's just a shame that the one that was the better one didn't get the rights to Broadway, in my opinion. And now you know the real story, the Phantom of the Opera. So if you only seen the version that everybody else has seen, then now at least you know the background story, and it'll make more sense when you watch it. Okay. Enough with the Phantom of the Opera.